The restaurant was glowing with golden lights and soft jazz music when billionaire Ethan Hale stepped inside with his 12-year-old son, Liam. It was supposed to be a simple father-son dinner, a quiet attempt to reconnect after months of Ethan's endless business meetings. But the moment they entered, something unexpected froze Ethan in place. A young mother sat at a corner table with a little girl no older than 6. Their clothes were worn, their shoes dusty, and the mother's trembling hands tried to split a single bowl of soup between them. The child pretended she wasn't hungry, pushing the bowl back toward her mother. "Mama, you eat first," she whispered. Ethan felt something twist painfully inside him. He had come here to spend quality time with his son. He had not expected his past to stare him in the face. The hook, a memory he could never outrun. Liam tugged his sleeve. "Dad, what's wrong?" Ethan blinked rapidly, forcing the memory away, the memory of his own mother doing the same thing at a roadside diner 25 years ago. 1 bowl of soup, 2 spoons, no money for more. He had vowed back then that if he ever became successful, he would never let a mother feel that kind of hunger, fear, or helplessness. Tonight, that promise came knocking. A dinner that changed course. They took their seats, but Ethan couldn't focus on the menu. The clinking glasses and soft laughter around him felt louder, crueler, knowing that 2 people just a few steps away didn't even have a full meal. "Dad," Liam whispered again, watching his father's eyes flicker constantly toward the mother and child. "Do you know them?" "No," Ethan said softly. "But once, we were them." Before Liam could ask more, the waiter approached the poor woman's table. The mother's face crumpled in embarrassment as she dug through her purse, counting coins, barely enough for the soup, not enough for the bill she didn't know was coming. The restaurant manager approached with a stiff smile. "Ma'am," he said, "you will need to order more to continue sitting. This table is reserved in half an hour." "I'm sorry," the woman whispered. "We'll leave soon." The child lowered her head. Something inside Ethan snapped. The unbelievable decision. Ethan stood up. "Dad," Liam said, confused. "Come with me." Ethan walked across the restaurant, his heart pounding. All eyes turned toward him, everyone recognized him. Ethan Hale, billionaire, CEO of Hale Tech, the man who could buy the entire restaurant chain if he wanted. But right now, none of that mattered. "Excuse me," he said gently, stopping at the mother's table. "May I sit?" The mother froze. "Yes, sir, this table, someone else." "It's mine now," Ethan said simply. "Please." He sat down without waiting for permission. Liam followed silently, staring at the little girl with soft curiosity. Ethan smiled warmly. "I'm Ethan. This is my son, Liam. May we treat you both to dinner?" The mother shook her head quickly. "No, no, sir, we can't accept that. We're fine." The girl looked at the empty bowl and swallowed hard. Ethan leaned forward. "Please. Consider it a favor to me." The mother's eyes filled with tears. Their struggle revealed. Over dinner, Ethan learned everything. Her name was Maya. She had been a nurse until her hospital shut down. Her husband had passed away 2 years earlier. She worked 2 part-time jobs but had been laid off from one recently. Rent was overdue. She spent her last money on that small soup so her daughter, Lily, would not sleep hungry. Lily, meanwhile, chatted shyly with Liam. "You know," Liam said, looking at Ethan, "Dad and I don't eat dinner together much. He's always working." Ethan felt a sharp pang of guilt. Maya quickly apologized, thinking they had inconvenienced them, but Ethan shook his head. "No. You've reminded me of something important." The challenge Ethan had to face. Ethan had all the money in the world, yet his son felt alone. And right in front of him was a mother who had nothing, yet she was giving her child everything she had. It made him question everything. His priorities. His time. His purpose. Liam watched quietly, sensing his father's internal struggle. "Dad," he said softly, maybe we can help them." It was the moment Ethan realized that the boy beside him had inherited something far more valuable than money, a good heart. The unbelievable act. The dinner ended, but Ethan wasn't done. He asked Maya to step outside with him. Confused, she followed. Under the warm glow of the restaurant lights, Ethan handed her a folder. "Inside is a job offer," he said. "Full-time, with housing support. A position at the Hale Tech Community Clinic. You're qualified. You deserve stability." Maya gasped, covering her mouth. "And," Ethan added gently, "I've arranged temporary housing for you and Lily starting tonight. You won't have to worry about rent." The woman collapsed into tears. Her daughter hugged her tightly. Liam smiled proudly at his father. "But why?" Maya whispered. "We're strangers." Ethan looked at her with deep emotion. "Because once," he said, voice trembling, "someone helped my mother when she had nothing. And I promised myself I would return that kindness every chance I got. A night that changed two families." As Ethan walked back to the car with Liam, the boy reached for his hand, something he had not done in years. "Dad," he said softly, "that was the coolest thing you've ever done." Ethan looked at his son, truly looked at him, for the first time in a long while. "Liam," he said, "from today forward, no more missed dinners. No more broken promises. You're my biggest responsibility. My biggest gift." Liam hugged him tightly. And standing a few steps away, Maya held Lily in her arms, watching the billionaire who had changed their lives with nothing but compassion. Final message. Sometimes the most unbelievable miracles happen not through grand gestures, but through kindness. A billionaire regained his connection with his son. A mother regained her hope. A child regained her security. And all it took was a single dinner. The next morning, sunlight spilled gently through the tall windows of Ethan Hale's penthouse. But for the first time in months, Ethan wasn't rushing through emails or checking stock updates. He was standing at the kitchen counter, frying eggs while Liam sat at the dining table, staring in disbelief. "You're cooking?" Liam asked, blinking. Ethan laughed quietly. "Trying. Can't guarantee the taste." Liam grinned. "I like it already." The lightness between them felt new. Warm. Real. But beneath that warmth, Ethan's mind remained on Maya and Lily. He wondered if they reached the temporary apartment safely, if Lily had slept well, if Maya believed she truly deserved this chance. Because Ethan knew how hard it was to trust kindness when life had been unkind for so long. A new home for Maya and Lily. Across town, Maya opened her eyes slowly in the small but beautiful furnished apartment Ethan had arranged. Lily was still asleep beside her, hugging a new stuffed bear someone from the clinic staff had gifted her last night. For a moment, Maya thought she was dreaming. No overdue rent notices, no leaking ceiling, no threats from a landlord. Just peace. She touched the blanket, teared up, and whispered, "Thank you, whoever sent you into our lives." But peace brought its own fear. What if this was temporary? What if she failed again? What if she was not worthy of such a second chance? She pushed the thoughts away. Today was her first day of work at the Hale Tech Community Clinic. She had to prove to herself that she could do this. Back at the Hale mansion. "Ready for school?" Ethan asked as Liam put on his backpack. Liam hesitated. "Dad, are you going to be home tonight?" Ethan knelt in front of him. "Every night. Unless the building is on fire." Liam burst into laughter. "I'll hold you to that." Before leaving, Ethan sent a message to the clinic director. "Please make sure Maya has everything she needs. She is important to this team." For the first time in years, he felt like he wasn't just building companies, but rebuilding lives. Maya's first day. Maya arrived at the clinic trembling with nervousness. The staff greeted her with friendly smiles, and the director, an older man with a gentle presence, walked her through the responsibilities. "As long as you care," he said, "you're perfect for this job. Skills can be taught. Heart cannot." Maya smiled for the first time in a long while. Throughout the day, she checked patients, comforted crying children, and helped elderly visitors with patience that came straight from her soul. By noon, the director sent Ethan a message. "You chose well. She's a blessing here." When Maya overheard this, she covered her mouth to hide her tears. Because for years, nobody had called her a blessing. The unexpected call. At 3 p.m., the clinic phone rang. Maya, the receptionist, called. It's for you. She hurried over. Hello. Maya, it's Ethan. His voice sounded tired and worried. I'm sorry to disturb you. But there's something I need to ask. Maya's heart skipped. Is everything all right? It's Liam, Ethan said slowly. He's been asking to see you and Lily. Maya froze. She didn't expect that. I think yesterday meant more to him than I realized, Ethan continued. If you're comfortable, would you and Lily join us for dinner tonight? Not at a restaurant. At my home. Maya hesitated. A billionaire's home. She didn't belong there. But Lily overheard the call and tugged Maya's sleeve. Please, Mama, can we go? I want to show Liam my drawings. Maya smiled softly. We'd be honored, she said. A dinner that changed more than hunger. That evening, Maya stood in front of the Hale mansion, overwhelmed by its size. She felt small, out of place. But Lily held her hand tightly. Don't worry, Mama. They're nice. The door opened. Ethan stood there in casual clothes, nothing like the powerful CEO people saw in newspapers. Liam rushed forward, waving excitedly. Maya. Lily. Come in. Dad cooked. Maya's eyes widened. You cooked? He tried, Liam corrected with a grin. During dinner, Lily showed Liam her drawings. Maya laughed more than she had in years, and Ethan watched it all with a warm heart. For once, his house felt alive. But somewhere between the laughter and dessert, Lily accidentally knocked over her water glass. It spilled everywhere, soaking the table. Lily froze, eyes filling with fear. I am sorry, she stammered. Please don't shout. Please don't make us leave. The room went silent. Ethan's heart broke. He knelt before her, grabbed a napkin, and smiled softly. Lily, sweetheart, it's just water. Nobody gets in trouble for that. The little girl burst into tears and hugged him tightly. Maya turned her face away to hide her pain. This child had been punished for accidents. This child lived in fear. This child needed more love than she ever received. Ethan knew then, his responsibility to them was not temporary. The challenge ahead. Later, after Lily fell asleep on the couch and Maya tucked a blanket around her, Ethan spoke quietly. You and Lily have been through so much. More than anyone should. Maya nodded, her voice shaking. Life has its ways of reminding you how small you are. Or, Ethan said softly, how strong. Maya looked up, startled. You've held your world together with nothing. That's strength I admire. Her eyes glistened. Before they could say more, Liam walked over and whispered. Dad, can they come again tomorrow? Ethan smiled. If Maya agrees. Maya swallowed. This was the beginning of something she feared letting herself hope for. But hope had finally knocked on her door. And this time, she didn't want to let it go.